Workforce development is nobody's a stranger to that subject. We have been focused for 2 years on the need to repopulate our industry. I had a conversation with Sachel recently, and he reminded me of something I don't think we've spent enough time on, and that is it's not just enough to attract and bring in new talent. What are we doing to make sure we're developing that talent and not just the new talent? What about the talent that's already in the pipeline right now? So one of our most successful educational programs at EDPA is with Bemidji State University. Satchel's a guy. I mean, he's figured out how to create the quintessential academic program for not just designers, but I know how hard he's working on a project management track, and that's in development. But when we were talking, we he said, we've got the curriculum. We've got design contests. We have guest speakers and keynotes that come in. We have people that zoom in. But without question, the number one thing that we see just light up my student base is when we take field trips and they get to go out and actually see the creative work actually happening, right? They get to go to a show like a Pack Expo or an exhibitor live, or they just will jump in their caravan van and they'll go to McCormick Place for a big show. And they get to even talk to the exhibitors and the people that are using it. It all comes to life. And I go, and he goes, but the problem is institutions don't have budgets for that. And I go, okay, I hadn't thought of that. He goes, and you look at the students who are already so taxed. I mean, we see it on the news all the time with tuition and room and board and food and all the other ancillary costs. This is another thing. He said, so I love that we're here on chapter 1 and 2 as an industry trying to repopulate the industry. Satchel's reminding us there's a chapter 5, 6, and 7, and that is how do we, he's an apple orchard and we're not planting new trees. He's got trees and we're trying to accelerate the ripening of the fruit that he can then ship to market quicker. So I love that. And I thought he was telling me about this thing he started a couple years ago called the Giving Day or the Day of Giving. And it's much like Legislative Action Day for us when we're going to go out and engage with our government elected officials on Capitol Hill. So one day a year, we go up, we see him in person. It's very important to do. It's very impactful. He's looking for one day a year that those in the industry that care about workforce development might consider contributing to a cause, a fund that will help bring students to the front lines. We all have apprentice programs, Khalil, and we have internships, right? And we have things we do. This is a lower cost way to make sure that these young people get hands on and they get to be doers and not just academic participants. So I love that was an idea. I thought this ties into the broader workforce development initiative, which has multiple tentacles.